Hello and welcome to this new video. In this chapter we will create our first HTML page. So first let's open our code editor. For me, as I said in the previous chapter, that will be Notepad++. So when opening your code editor you will have a blank page, or if not you can create one by creating a file, new. And let's start filling our page by a simple instance like hello, I am an HTML page. So let's save that file. So the ideal is to create a new folder. For me, I created a new folder here, and you can call it what you want. I called it Learn HTML, and let's name our file test.html. So why we added the extension .html? So that our operating system that will detect the type of that file and associate it to the right program. If I open my folder, and I will see that this file test.html will be opened by Google Chrome. So let's open it, and here I have hello, I am an HTML page. In that way we can create very easily our web pages. Let's continue by creating another sentence like I learn fast. Save it, Ctrl S, and let's refresh our page, and we can see that the two sentences are in the same line. But in our code editor we see that we have the first line, and we have a blank line and the second line. So why is that happening? So the answer is that HTML don't recognize empty spaces like double space. If we put here many spaces, or we insert many empty lines, we save, we refresh our page, we can see that there is no modification in our content. The empty lines, the empty spaces are recognized as just one simple empty space, and multiple lines are not recognized at all. So how we can put spaces or new lines? As I said before, the HTML page contains the content and instructions on how that content must be displayed. These instructions are called tags. They are divided into two types: paired tags and unpaired tags. Now let's see how we can use each one of them. The paired tags are composed of the opening tag and the closing tag, and are placed consecutively between the beginning and the end of the sentence where we want to apply the tag or the rule. Sometimes we want to apply a tag that don't belong to any sentence, like adding a blank line. These tags are called unpaired tags, and the syntax is like this. Now let's return to our page and continue. Now let's try a paired tags. If we want to make the word HTML italic, we can use the opening tag and in the end we apply the closing tag. Let's save our code and opening our, and you can see that the word HTML is italic. Let's make another example for let's make all this sentence I learn fast. Let's make it bold. The tag for making a text bold is B or strong. So let's make this sentence, for example, strong, opening tag for strong, and closing tag for strong. Let's save our code and test, and we can see that our sentence I learn fast is bold. Now it's the rules for the parent tags. So there are other tags that don't need a closing tag because we don't use them between a text. For example, if we want to make a blank line, we don't have any text that will be inside this type of tags, and that's what we call unpaired tags or singular or standalone tags. The first example that we will see for unpaired tags is the blank line is what we call break line, and the tag for it is BR. And to distinguish the paired tags from unpaired tags, because if we write it like this, maybe we thought that there will be a closing tag like this, and this syntax is totally false. What we do is make after the name of the tag a space and slash. Like this, we will distinguish the unpaired tags from the paired tags. Now let's save our code and let's test it. And here we have the two sentences are in two separate lines. Now, as we saw how to use HTML tags, it's good to know that these tags have options. These options are called attributes. These attributes are like complementary informations for these tags. For example, we have, if you want to explain to the user that this tag HTML is the abbreviation of hypertext markup language, we can use, for example, the tag abbreviation and add the tag like this. So in the opening tag we make space and we put the name of this attribute. In this example that will be title, and make what we want to be that title. For example, hypertext markup language. Let's save our code and go back to our page, and we put our cursor in the HTML, it says hypertext markup language. Without these tags, we can't use these functionalities inside the tags. So this pair of code are called attributes, and this is the name of the attribute, and this is the value of the attributes. These attributes are largely used in HTML. For example, if you want to display an image, for example, let's say the tag for an image is img, and the attribute for the image is source, and we insert the source of the image and we close the tag. And let's bring source, let's bring an image. For example, let's use this image of Google, logo of Google. We copy the link of that image and paste it in the source of our tag. Save it, refresh page, and here we have the image displayed. So this, it's good to know that attributes and how we can use them. That was now you know how to use tags and attributes, and that was a fast introduction to how that was now you know how to create an HTML page, create tags and certain content to the page, and make attributes to these tags. Let's head to the next chapter to create a more efficient page, more efficient HTML page with organized text, and let's see you next chapter.